NCAA championships in 2010.
Mine's
Less than a
working.
month later, Jill lost her battle with cancer. Joining me now, Jill's friends Darby Anderson and Casey Oakley, who helped create the organization Jill's Legacy, an effort to increase the survival rate from lung cancer, which has been the #1 cancer killer
No
for
cape or
men and
poncho.
women for decades, despite the decrease in smoking across the country. Thank you both for joining us. Casey, you were Jill's roommate, and you know she didn't smoke. She was a healthy young woman. All of a sudden, she gets diagnosed with lung cancer and goes through all sorts of treatments, still remains a competitive varsity athlete, and a year later, she's gone. How do you all deal with that? How did she deal with it?
It was a shock, and luckily I have friends like Darby and Jill's boyfriend Bryce. The hardest thing was, it's this time and age, but the text messages every day and getting used to not having that, and so we kind of replaced that with each other. But moving out and finding a new roommate, it's just never the same situation, and there's always that gap in your heart.
And Darby, you're here, it's a national program on 11 campuses at least, to march, to run, to jog for Jill. You're trying to raise money and awareness about lung cancer, which, we know about the case of Dana Reeves, Christopher Reeves' wife. It's just a hideous disease hitting people who have never done anything in terms of their personal health behavior to warrant getting it.
So many people don't know that lung cancer is not just a smoker's disease. 80% of newly diagnosed lung cancer patients never smoked or quit decades ago. And it's just something that people don't want to talk about because there's a sense of shame or blame when it comes to lung cancer, and it's not the case anymore. Jill is the perfect example. Dana Reeves. We have patients left and right that are being diagnosed and they're young and they've never touched a cigarette.
And Casey, you're an athlete.
Yeah.
You're on the U.S. ski team and you live in Park City. And so you know the conditioning and the focus that is required. Yet Jill was going through cancer treatment at the same time she was still crewing the team.
Well, that's one of the shocking things is that Jill she had the symptomatic coughs and hoarse throat, but that's something you get with coxing a crew boat too, because you're yelling at the boat, and that's something she put aside because she was a healthy athlete. She never would have expected it. But yeah, she was just like any other athlete, strong and at the top of her game, and you never expect one of these diagnoses.
And she's a real leader because she was leading the team, coaching the team in the water.
And she still leads us, absolutely, with what she left behind.
And Darby, what are you trying to accomplish now?
The biggest thing that we're trying to accomplish is let people know that anyone can get lung cancer. And so through our Jog for Jills, with our Young Advisory Board, it's an advisory board to the Bonnie J. Daria Lung Cancer Foundation. It's called Jill's Legacy, and through these Jog for Jills, we're just trying to raise awareness and get young people involved. We're trying to start a movement that let people know that anyone can get lung cancer, and we're the ones that are going to make the difference. We're the next generation of donors, advocates, patients, doctors, and if we start getting that message out now, we're going to be able to be the change later on.
And locally here in Washington, 10 a.m. this Sunday, Georgetown's campus, rain or shine, that's not a great forecast. 10 a.m. is the gathering point. I've got the bracelet already, the Jog for Jill, the green bracelet. That's because that was one of Jill's favorite colors.
Yellow and teal were her favorite colors. It's what covered our rooms.
Well, in her memory, a living legacy for all of you. Early diagnosis, as you say, Casey, she didn't see the signs as no one, you wouldn't. You're young, you're healthy, you've never smoked, you're hoarse because you're shouting at the crew team, and by the time she was diagnosed, it really was too late to save her.
She pushed through as an athlete, and she continued to. She pushed through to her very last month, went to NCAAs the month before she passed away. And it's definitely a character that she instilled in all of us as well.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Casey.
Yay! Oh my gosh, that's a call in.
That
was really good.
They were so good.